I'd been dealing with mental health issues since about 7th, 8th grade. And senior year, I got diagnosed with bipolar 2, which was a big deal. And I didn't know as much about it as I wish I did. But when I got to college, my first semester, it hit pretty rock bottom. And I felt like I couldn't really keep up with college or with my life and my friends and my family. And that kind of put like a pause on school for me, and I know I'm a pretty ambitious person, and I know that I have the capacity to be really good in school and do really well in my life, and I felt like I was being restricted by something that I couldn't really control.
Actually, it was very difficult as a mom, going off to college for the first time, but not only just going off to college, struggling with bipolar depression and not being able to be up there to help. And, knowing that she was, struggling and getting calls from some of her roommates about her being in her room and just being in a bad place and not knowing how to help. But then I realized she's an adult and she had to make her own decisions. So my best way of helping her was to find a place for her if she decided that she wanted to go, because I knew it had to be her decision. And I was able to use my resources as a therapist, and I put a blast out to all my other colleagues and, said, hey, I need a residential program for my daughter. What do you recommend? And it was unanimously Amistad.
A lot of it was I was worried about leaving school. I was worried about leaving for a month and not having my phone and not seeing my friends and seeing my family. And I think that was probably the most challenging thing going into it, was not having my normal life. I was really assuming that it would really restrict my life and it'd be kind of like a prison, but it's pretty much the opposite. Not having my phone was kind of a nice break, and being around people instead of focusing on school and life and all those stressors and just focusing on my future and my mental health was really helpful. And I think the biggest thing that changed my mind there was I went in thinking, oh, these people are not my age. I don't know anyone. This is going to be weird. And I met all these people that were some of the most supportive people I've ever met in my life. And they were so willing to listen, so willing to help. And they took all of my problems very seriously, which at my age, I was like, oh, they're not going to take me seriously. I'm so young. But everyone there was really supportive, and it kind of just changed my mind on the process. I actually want to go into psychiatry, and I'm currently a pre-med student at University of Florida. And sometimes I have to look back at that and remind myself, this is how far you've come. Even on the rough days, this is how far I've come. And it made me actually want to pursue the career I want to pursue, because they helped me so much that I want to give back to people, because I know how much it can impact on people's lives.